Hi, it's John with Vision Advisors, and welcome to another Insight with Vision. In this particular episode, I want to talk about the power of follow-up and what I learned from a forward-thinking car dealership that you can apply to your financial services practice. I really want to talk about the story and the power of second chances. All of us get leads, but not every lead that we receive turns into a sale. I want to share with you what a forward-thinking car dealership did in terms of leveraging the opportunity from a client who originally said no. Let's lay the story out. This, as I said, is a story of second chances. A car dealership received an email from a prospect that said as following: "Hi, I'm looking for a car for my daughter's 16th birthday. I need to make this purchase Monday or Tuesday, as her birthday is Thursday and we're having a surprise party. Your website shows you have a couple of 2019 Toyota Camry vehicles in stock. I'm interested in one of those, preferably in silver, but will also consider navy or white. Now, I have a busy schedule, but have some time to review an email between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. today. Please don't call, as I'm in meetings all day, except for the time that I shared with you. My goal is to make a decision and do the paperwork next Monday or Tuesday, so we can present this to my daughter on Thursday. You can also text me at 555-555-5555. Thanks." Signed, whoever it was that signed it. So, very clear in what this particular individual was looking for, very specific in their instructions to the dealership. Now, the dealer replied, put together a very attractive offer, knowing that this individual was going to make an immediate purchase. They got the pencil sharp, but apparently they didn't get it sharp enough because, as I said in the preface, they lost the sale. Now, as a response to that, there's two responses that the dealership could have made. And the same thing applies to you and your practice. Now, think in mind, this is a lead that came in via an email from someone that had gone to their website as a result of seeing their marketing, knowing that they had in their inventory something that was of interest, something that could have solved a problem for this particular prospect. He said no in this particular situation. So the attitude for most individuals was, oh, well, you can't win them all. So what? Who's next? And you move on. Or you could be forward thinking and understanding that with every lead, there's more than one opportunity. There's more than one sale that could be made, because every client that you interact with doesn't just have one financial need. They may have a financial need today, but it doesn't mean they won't have another financial need tomorrow. Or it doesn't even mean that they don't have more than one financial need today, but there is one specific need that for them is the most important thing at the moment. So you can either give up on the opportunity because you didn't get one sale, which is what 95% of financial professionals do. But the top 5% understand there's another opportunity there. And as a result of that, they stay in touch. Now, in talking with my friend that has this car dealership and in telling me what I'm going to introduce to you that they did, he reminded me of this. The average car buyer buys a car every 3 years. In real estate, the average turn of a home is somewhere between every 5 and 7 years. Somebody moves here in the United States. So there's always an opportunity for a next sale. Same is true in the financial services industry. Individuals that have money to spend and have financial needs are going to be regularly doing steps, taking action, and moving bits and pieces around as they look to maximize the opportunity available to them. But let's go back to the car dealership, because even though there might be a 3-year window before this individual buys another car, here's what this car dealership understood, and what you need to understand as well in your practice. In the interim, this client is going to have other needs. You may make a presentation today to your client for a life insurance policy, and they say no, or they go with a different vendor or a different carrier with another producer. It still doesn't mean that that client down the road doesn't have an income need for retirement, doesn't have a 401k that they may need to take out of the market or have a desire to get out of the market to protect it from market risk. May not have an aging parent that all of a sudden is impacted by a long-term care event, and now they're thinking, how do I mitigate this in my own family's relationship so that I don't end up being like my parents and losing everything they spent a lifetime working and saving, and then see it gone in just a matter of months. There are other needs that arise, even with the clients and the opportunities that said no the first time. So here's how the car dealer responded to the prospect. They immediately followed up with the first of several communiques back to this lead that they got that cost them not much to get. An individual had seen their advertising, had gone to their website, had done the homework. So there was already some level of comfort there because that prospect was comfortable enough to email and request a proposal. So here's the follow-up. Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Bill, and I'm the service manager here at the dealership. I understand our sales staff work with you on the purchase of a Toyota Camry, but they couldn't come to terms and you bought elsewhere. I wanted you to know that even though you didn't buy from us this time, it doesn't mean we can't do business in the future. Now, please keep us in mind when your daughter's car or your own needs an oil change, tire rotation, brake service, or other maintenance needs. As a way of saying thank you for the opportunity to earn your business, we've attached a coupon for $20 off of a standard oil change. It's our way of saying we care and we're here to offer exceptional, affordable service to you and your family. We hope you'll give us a chance to prove how well we can do that. That's a great response because they acknowledged the fact that they had an opportunity. They didn't get the order, but they didn't take offense to that. And they came back and said, we weren't able to serve you here, but here are other areas that we can serve. Now, this is a classic example of what we call TOMA. In our attractional advisor sales model that we teach, we talk about the power of being in front of your customer on a regular basis and also being back in front of the prospecting opportunities that you engaged with that said no this time. Remember, even if you have an opportunity to get them to buy from you, Mike Ditka says success isn't permanent. Just because they bought from you once doesn't mean they're going to buy from you again if you don't provide exceptional service. By the same token, Mike Ditka also said failure isn't fatal. So just because they failed on the front end, they didn't give up and say this relationship is over. They continued to cultivate and they kept touching regular newsletters, regular emails, an occasional text message, an offer, a discount coupon, other things to continually attract that client in the door. And as a result of that and the continued engagement and relationship building, this particular dealership sold that client his next 3 cars. That is the power of follow-up. You've got to remember there is always another sales opportunity, but you've got to make sure that you have a follow-up process in place and that you are utilizing that follow-up process with every single prospect that comes in the door. You can have the attitude of some will, some won't, so what, who's next, what does that get you, where has that gotten you to this point? However, if you understand that every client may not be someone who's going to buy today, remember, statistically, only 1 to 3% of every opportunity you get in front of is going to close today. But there is another 30 to 40% of those that are going to close in the not too distant future. They're just not ready to buy today, or their situation is not at a point they want or need what you have to offer. Now, think about this. The lead cost to this dealership costs very little, but the opportunity cost of that lead, as you saw over time, were 3 vehicle sales. not to mention whatever service work that they offered that individual and the referrals that came from that satisfied customer inviting other people into that dealership. I've had an opportunity to make a pretty good relationship with a dealership here in the Hot Springs area where we live. Had an opportunity now to buy 5 cars from that individual. My children, as they've grown up and we've helped them get their first vehicles, now as they're looking to replace that vehicle or to add a second vehicle, where are they going? The place that has built relationship with us and the place that has continued to serve us and serve us well. Even though the first couple of times I went there, they didn't have what I want, they took the time to find and went out of their way to provide exceptional service and value to me. Now, my question for you is, how are you doing that? What are you doing with the leads that you've gotten that maybe didn't say yes this time? Just because they said no, they're not saying no to ever doing business with you. And you need to understand that distinction. They're saying no to the opportunity that you presented at the moment. They're not saying no to you. And even if they say yes, you've got to remember that once a customer makes a buying decision, whether they're going to buy from you or they're going to buy from someone else, or they choose not to buy today, their mind and their attention is going to shift to, that's not important right now, or I've solved that particular problem. What's next? What's the next thing I need to pay attention to? What is the next problem I need to solve? But when it comes to the financial services industry, we as a rule of thumb miss this. 95% of the financial professionals in the marketplace today experience mediocre and average results. And one of the main reasons this happens is because they don't have a follow-up process, and the leads that they have paid money to receive, whether it's a little or a lot, are not properly cultivated. Now, here's what we know. In the financial services industry as a whole, the average financial services professional, again, 95% of those have 1.8 outreach efforts to a prospect or a lead. Just a little under 2 touches on average to have an opportunity to engage with someone who raised their hand and say, I would like to know more about who you are, what you do, and how you can help me solve my problem. But understanding consumer buying behavior, take a look at this next number, 5 to 8. That's the unique number of touches that is typically required before a client is comfortable enough and feels like they matter enough to you for them to take action on whatever it is that you present. So think about that. If you are in the 95% of sales professionals in the financial services industry making an average of 1.8 touches to your leads that come in the door, no matter where they come from, and yet it takes 5 to 8 unique touches. Now, by unique touch, I mean a phone call, an email, something physically mailed to them, a text message, other engagements with them so that they hear from you, see you, or in some way are connected to you a minimum of 5 to 8 times before they're willing to say yes. There's a disconnect there that are causing 95% of all sales professionals in the financial services industry to fail to be able to maximize the opportunity that's in front of you. Just because they said no today doesn't mean they're going to say no tomorrow. But if you never do the follow-up, you never have that opportunity. So what's your follow-up system? What processes do you have in place that when a lead comes in the door, that you've got ongoing, entertaining, attractional lead follow-up that engages, connects, and emotionally moves your customer, that potential customer, to say yes and do business with you? How are you touching them, and what are the tools that you're using? How are you using your follow-up system to stand out, to differentiate yourself, to speak directly to the problem that your client has and the reason they asked for more information or agreed to meet with you in the first place? How are you reinforcing how you solve that problem or help them see and experience success in some area of your life. Just having a touch system is one thing, but having a touch system that does effective follow up, that continually speaks with long form copy, short form copy, photographs, images, emotional ties that bring them back to you as the unique authority figure expert, the problem solving expert that can give them the release of those negative emotions they're feeling as a result of their fear or their anxiety over a financial hardship or concern they have in their life. If you don't have a follow up system that does all of those things, you're not being as effective as you could be. And that's where we can help here at Vision Advisors. We help financial professionals get in front of qualified prospects, the type of clients that you desire to get in front of more than any other type of client. That's who we are and what we do. We are a marketing focused, results oriented IMO. Sure, we've got great product, but a client's not going to buy your product until they know it solves their problem. So we teach you to market and sell in a different way that creates a different level and a greater experience for you and your client that leads to more yes opportunities at the end of the sale. Now, if you'd like to learn more about who we are and what we do, you can reach out to us at 1-800-505-8489. Again, 1-800-505-8489, or you can visit our website, visionadvisorsinc.com. Down at the bottom of the homepage, you'll find our staff. You can access our calendars and book time to have a strategy call with one of our business consultants to talk about how we can help you solve this follow-up dilemma that may be limiting your success in the marketplace. If you've got a bunch of leads that maybe attended a seminar but didn't buy from you or didn't set an appointment, what's your follow-up? If you're paying for leads and they're coming in and you're not able to reach them by phone or they're not responding to your emails, maybe there's a different way to get back in front of them and engage them. But if you're not constantly being in front of them, when they do finally have a need, they're not going to think about you. They're going to think about whoever it is that they're connecting with at the moment, or whoever a friend, neighbor, or family member refers them to call. Why not make that you? We can help you make that happen. We've got a vision for your financial success here at Vision Advisors, and we'd love to share with you how we do that. 1-800-505-8489 is our number. Also, you can schedule a strategy call with one of our consultants, visionadvisorsinc.com. And while you're there, make sure you follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn, where we are regularly sharing sales conversation starters that you can use with your clients and prospects. And don't forget to check out our extensive sales video training library on our YouTube channel. Over 150 training videos that are available on a variety of subjects to help you grow your practice. I'm John Terry with Vision Advisors. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.